Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, whatever the hell day it is in December 2022. Thumbs up for that. Almost the end of the year. Not that that means anything except in human terms with our artificial delineations on things. Coolly, behind my back, these two bookcases here. Between them, there's a tiny little gangly leg spider that made a web inside of there. Yay! I get happy now when I see spiders around. I like seeing spiders. I've always liked spiders, but I've been arachnophobic. I've always stressed that I don't hate spiders. I'm afraid of them. All these decades, I have said they have a terrifying and alien beauty. My arachnophobia has gone away in the past couple of years. I like seeing spiders. I can't pick them up. I still have, primitive human fear of creepy crawlies, but thumbs up for that. And hey, front-loading videos, if you could toss me a like, that'd be cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, any comment at all, that would double plus good. And I want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are, in fact, literally beautiful and literally awesome, helping to keep me and my, whenever I have a lot of pets alive. And that is a very good thing. Hopefully, you can become a beautiful and awesome person yourself and help me stay alive. There are links in the video description, along with links to a PayPal for any possible donations, an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like pet food on it, a post office box, so anybody who sends me anything, I'll open it up on camera and show it off and marvel and ooh and ah over it, even if it's just postcards or keychains. So thumbs up, and front-loading a video is over. Yay! I do want to say, first off again, I do appreciate every single person who watches and every single person who leaves me comments. I have mental issues, so it's difficult for me to reply back to comments, but I read every single one, and I answer as many as I can push through my executive dysfunction for. Thank you, each and every one of you. It is appreciated. Now, I don't have a real ton of stuff that I can talk about. Not much happened yesterday. I spent a lot of time fighting with executive dysfunction, but I made a phone call and I answered a phone call, and that was good, so I actually got some stuff happening. Yay! And putting two Band-Aids, excuse me, I keep forgetting to put Band-Aids over my toe before I put my socks on. So I have to put the Band-Aids on my support stockings and then put my regular stocking on over the top, because I'll put my stockings on in the morning and then forget that I have to put the Band-Aids on until I go walking. But when I put the Band-Aids on, yeah, my toe is still discolored from rubbing against the seam on the inside of my shoe. And it's really sore, but it's not huge and disfiguring and awful. And maybe I'm going to actually build up a callus there. I don't know. I can at least walk and walk back. I mean, the shoes, aside from that one thing, are good. And the problem, of course, being I can't afford to buy different ones, so I have to live with these. I only was able to buy these because my sister sent me a gift card with enough money that I could buy a pair of shoes on them. I don't have any other money to buy more shoes. I have lost the receipt and all of the boxing stuff because I did some tidying up, and all of that went into the garbage. So I gotta live with the shoes. Yay! But past that, I mean, I've gone on walkies, I've come back, I've eaten food, I've had problems staying awake, I've tried my best to be as creative as possible. Definitely a thumbs up. I am living, and that is a very good thing. The one thing that is big, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the solo RPG stuff because I really enjoy them, and I'm going to be doing more of that, of course. In fact, I'm going to be doing more of that and less of the video gaming stuff because I'm not even getting 100 views on the video game stuff anymore. I mean, I know I do old-fashioned Let's Plays that aren't really the kind of things that people watch anymore, and since my channel's dying in the first place, and that's not an accusatory thing. I mean, if you take a look at my views, I used to get a lot. Now well, a lot. But now I'm lucky if I break 100. So, and it's just changing times and my inability to keep up with things, along with I don't have teams and all that. I'm just a one-person show. And that just doesn't really work in today's YouTube environment, but thumbs up on that. I'm not really whining, life is life. But I'm going to be doing more of that stuff, and I want to show off more of the games. I'm going to be doing D100 Dungeon here very, very soon. I just don't want to stop doing some of the things that I've already been doing just so I can do other things. So I'm going to finish up at least one of the 4 Against Darkness things I got going, since I have 2 parties. And then there are the 2 characters that I'm running through the single world on my No Quest Expanded World thing. I have a Blorbo story. Oh my gosh, that's one thing I was thinking of. Blorbo has changed because of his experiences. If you've watched, or if you can remember, I had run a bit of No Quest where I was overconfident, not my character, but I was overconfident, and technically my character died, but I decided because it was my fault and I'm the game master anyway, I retconned it so they woke up half a hit point on a corpse pile, and they had to drag themselves out of there with whatever weapon, that's loud birds, whatever weapon they could find, and then make it back to civilization, and they did so. But that is a harsh and damaging experience. Blorbo's a little broken up here for what happened. And Blorbo spends, after recovering, a few months doing something kind of reprehensible, because Blorbo had attacked and killed an orc who wanted to eat him. He ended up killing the orc and then cut off some steaks and ate part of the orc. Coming through the experience, Blorbo remembers that feeling of being powerful, that feeling of victory and success, and after being crushed in this dungeon and left for dead, waking up on a pile of corpses being chewed by rats, he's covered in scars. It doesn't affect his ability to move, and he doesn't look ugly, he just looks scarred. Facial scars, keloid scars covering his body. But until he finishes the quest he's given himself, he wants to be known as Blorbo Orc-Eater, because he has decided that he is going to eat as much orc meat as he can until by weight and volume he has eaten an entire orc. And so for like 4 months, he tracks down, hunts, kills, dresses, prepares, cooks, and eats at least part of orcs until he's eaten by weight and volume enough orc meat that he becomes known now not as Blorbo Orc-Eater, but just Orc-Eater. He's a gnome that has eaten an entire orc. He's not as happy as friendly as he used to be, a lot more quiet and watching. Tends to be in the middle of crowds or toward the back so he can watch and observe. Not a happy, friendly person anymore. Not grim, dark, but not light and fluffy any longer. No more baby fat on their body. They are muscled and tight. You have to be if you're going to hunt down and eat orcs. So, that's where Blorbo is going to continue from. Yay! Now, what else did I have on here? Because there's a lot of other things that I do want to talk about that have to do with solo RPG stuff and not. I mean, I do want to do the D100 dungeon, and there are a couple other full RPG type things I want to at least show off and try, so we'll work on and see on that. But for the creative stuff, I'm going to go on in that. One of the things that I've mentioned is generations are being whipsawed in urban cryptids all around the world, but especially in places that don't expect to be whipsawed, like in the United States and other more developed countries like that, because urban cryptids have gotten used to the way they have lived for, thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. So things are changing rapidly, things are being whipsawed around, and there is, I've mentioned, one of the older types of suburban cryptids, one whose human wife did succumb to cancer, and they buried themselves in their work for 15 years until they had to retire, and now they can't just stay being in their home because the silence where his love used to be is just too loud. So he just sells everything, buys an RV, and is traveling around the U.S., just seeing the sights, seeing people, seeing cryptids and all this. Cal Tyndall, or Tyndale, I can't remember which I decided, is that older cryptid, late 70s. You can't really tell how old the person is. There's their, thinning white hair, that creased and sun-baked skin. And he's just older, traveling around, and he is thoroughly nonplussed, just unable to thoroughly figure out what's going on with the newer generations because he's watching each generation be whipsawed as well. Suburban cryptids, generally, unless you are a dark cryptid who has to eat human flesh to survive, they generally don't play that sort of game. They live amongst, they marry with, they have children with, they mourn, they die, and are mourned amongst human people. They don't do a lot of the cryptid goofy stuff. They have been shocked and amazed at what's happening with the newer generation of cryptids. I mean, they don't understand. I mean, a typical suburban dark cryptid might have to eat like 3 or maybe 4 human beings in a year just to survive. That's a given. It's something you gotta do. They don't really like it, neither the dark cryptids or light cryptids or anyone else, but when it's time, they make a business trip. They have to indulge their hunger. They come back because they don't want to harm the community that they live in. But with the light cryptids now, where they don't require human flesh to survive, they're just hungry for human flesh. I mean, Polly is one of these light cryptids, and she eats about 4 people every single month. That's more than normal dark cryptids will eat in a year. And she doesn't have to. She just enjoys it. And you're supposed to act within your nature. So if you're not supposed to eat a human being, you would not want to. And if you did, you would be acting against your nature, both mental and physical, it being a genetic thing. Act within your nature. She's consuming human beings. She doesn't feel anything negative about it at all. So she is acting within her nature. Cryptids are changing. Urban cryptids are changing. Every single generation just being whipsawed hard. What the next generation is going to be like, who knows? Now, luckily, Polly and others of the latest generation of which she is, they're not a lot of the light cryptids. It's maybe maximum 10% of the light cryptids are getting that hungry. Otherwise, they are happy to engage in the Uncle Bonbons and other human snack lines where they're eating human being products, snacks and other foods made out of people, without actually hunting anyone down and hurting them. They don't want to kill, but they do like to have a taste, since everything about us is delicious to a cryptid. Now, about the ThirdEye line of the Uncle Bobo's food, which is Uncle Bobo's does snack line foods for cryptids, where they figure out a niche and then they figure out the best product for that niche, and then they introduce it for a guaranteed product that's going to be popular. They saw a niche where human beings with the vision, their third eye opened, might want to indulge and have some human-based snacks too. And so I figured they'd have a ThirdEye brand, sub-brand of Uncle Bobo's making food for human beings. So yeah, you would have the Hema-Cola, which would only have 100 milligrams of caffeine, but a little bit of extra human blood plasma sweetening. So it tastes like store-brand cola. But it kind of tastes like someone. it tastes human because it has human stuff in it. And I also figured there would be a person who would stop off to pick up some Hema-Cola and discover that they're actually making deli sandwiches there now for their human customers. Deli sandwiches where you can have your sandwich made with whatever type of human meat you would want. And this one person gets their sandwich and would be talking about it to a friend, say, where it's, yeah, I stopped off and I saw they were making these sandwiches here, and I like the taste of Hema-Cola. I drink it every day, so I thought I'd get a sandwich. So I've got this human meat sandwich here, and I'm gonna try that because it smells really good. Oh my gosh, it smells good, and all the cryptids that I'm around tell me we taste delicious. So I thought I'd try it out. I mean, it smells really, really good. It's just, I have to, not think too much about how I'm made of the same meat that the sandwich is. And I really, really don't want to dwell too much on how this was an actual person that died and then was cut up and then those pieces sliced into slices that you can make deli sets. One moment. So you can make deli sandwiches, and like I say, it smells really, really good. So I'm gonna try it because I can't go back to human society. Human beings don't even acknowledge I'm around. There is no society for me to go back to, and all I have left are these beings all around me that eat human beings. And if I didn't call them my friends, I would go mad from loneliness. So I'm gonna try it. So here we go. And munch. And yeah, they like it. It tastes really good. We may not taste delicious, but we taste good enough. He finishes off the sandwich and decides to keep having more. What do you do? And hey, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never many, but however many people do, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. And if you've watched this far, of course, thank you so very much. Nobody forces you to, and it is appreciated. I'm just a guy, and I do appreciate anybody who watches. Thumbs up and thank you. If I mispronounced anyone's username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well, we have cake. Thumbs up, thank you very much, and hopefully your sleeping can get any better. And I like Syrian hamsters. Syrians are the teddy bear. There's really only one breed, but they have not sub-breeds within them, but various, like the coats and the various fur types. But there's Syrians and dwarves and a couple others. I really like the big fluffy fat Syrian hamsters. They just speak to my heart. Chris, thumbs up and thank you. Lovey, greatly appreciated. I zoom in, and if it makes you laugh the way my hands cover up the screen while I'm talking with them, then thumbs up. Definitely a good thing. We have Floramu. Oh, I understand the low spoon stuff. I have that a lot. Greatly appreciated, though, and good to see you in the comments. JAYY, thumbs up, thank you. And I started them off in the beginning, too. I'm going to be doing some more silly stuff like that. I have a goofy sense of humor. Stephen Blanchard, always good to see you in the comments. And oh boy, yeah, I got caught in an area I just cannot get through in that latest playthrough. Vatican cameos, thumbs up, and hokey smoke. There's good information on the group Keen, and oh boy, I'm glad the person got better. Shinra, thumbs up, thank you very much. And Chainsaw Man, huh? I'll have to check that out. And then we have, excuse me, Adrian XJG. Hopefully I'll be able to do some of the other smaller things like Dungeon Hero and Rusty Dagger here soon. That would be good. There is, did I already say Chris? Or, yes, I did, but still good to see you no matter what. Is there anybody else? Ben B, good to see you in the comments. Thumbs up, thank you. RJ Mitchell, the band-aids are working so far. It's just I hope I don't have to keep buying them, because eventually I'll spend more on band-aids than I did on shoes. Thumbs up for that. Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments. And that was just some abstract art on the board back there. I need to change it. I've been silly. 12 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you. Definitely good to see all of you. And of course, please, no matter what you've got to do, if you can't do it, if you have to go into survival mode, do not beat yourself up. It's not going to make you do it better next time. You're only hurting yourself because of habit, and that's not good. And of course, with the situation, if people are getting sick, please just distance 6 feet and try and wear a mask. That's smart. It's a good thing. You don't want to get sick. I mean, I'm not even talking about the Covfefe bug. I'm talking about anything. I really don't like inhaling other people's lung butter anymore. So, ugh. And of course, if you're out walking and it's dangerous, just be careful. But if you hear the mournful howl of that bus horn, the bus with your name on it, just know that your time to be alive is soon to be over, and your time to be just a shattered, destroyed corpse is coming up. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.